To solve this by factoring, we need to start by getting a 0 on one side of our equation. So to make that happen, let's go ahead and subtract 12x squared from both sides. Now the 4x to the fourth and the 12x squared are not like terms, so they cannot be combined. The only way that we can write that left-hand side is just 4x to the fourth minus 12x squared. And now that is equal to 0. Next, we want to try to factor this expression here on the left side. The first step in factoring is to look for any common factors. So we see that both terms have at least x squared. The first term has x to the fourth, so we can factor out x squared. And also 4 goes into both of them. So we're going to go ahead and factor out a 4x squared. That would leave us with an x squared minus 3. Now if we could, we would go ahead and factor further, but that is x squared minus 3 cannot be factored anymore. And so let's go ahead and take each of our separate factors and set them equal to 0. So we'll go ahead and take that 4x squared and set it equal to 0. Then we'll go ahead and take our factor of x squared minus 3 and set it equal to 0. So by solving each of these, that'll give us the solutions to the original equation. So we'll start here by dividing both sides by 4. Gives us x squared equals 0. Then to get x by itself, we need to take the square root of both sides. Anytime we do that, we need to use the plus or minus. This is the square root property. And the square root of 0 is 0. There's no difference between a positive 0 and a negative 0. It's just 0. So our solution there is x equals 0. For our second equation here, we're going to add 3 to both sides. Get x squared equals 3. Then again, to get x by itself, take the square root of both sides. Anytime we do that, we use our plus or minus. So we get x equals plus or minus square root of 3. So we end up with 3 solutions to this equation. X equals 0, positive square root of 3, or negative square root of 3.